Why don't you stand there and I'll keep coming forward towards me.
Okay. Am I in it?
Now you're in it, now you're not.
Okay, great. So it's basically a shadow. Good day, Moto Photo Adventures fans. We're back with another exciting adventure of what is Jason putting on his motorcycle. Well, let me give you a little baseline on what's exactly happening here. I bought the 2022 Husqvarna 901 in Myrtle Beach a few months ago, back in October. One of the things that came with it is the factory seat. Let's talk about that for a moment. It comes in two pieces. There's the back portion and the front portion. It seems that Norden has designed this so that it gives you multiple options depending on the ride that you are planning and are on. At the back here, there is a wide spot. So if you slide back, there is a portion here that fits your hips. There's also a sculpted area that keeps you from sliding back too far. But on the other hand, if you're doing trail rides and you need some more control over the bike, you have a thinner portion up front that you can stand, lock your knees, and keep yourself planted on the motorcycle. Down the center is a felt suede type of material that keeps you from sliding around, and on the outside is a grip strip that keeps your knees locked where you want them. Now this is a great seat. I like it a lot. We went on the Panhandle Adventure Trail in Florida just a few months ago, and I have absolutely zero complaints on a seat that comes just like this straight from the factory.
I'm at the barber shop getting ready for my haircut. You know, one of those little life necessities none of us really looks forward to. I mean everybody looks forward to. You know what else is an important life necessity is having a really good motorcycle lawyer. For me, that's Rick Stewart at scmotolawyer.com. Rick Stewart's not only one of the premier lawyers here in South Carolina, but he's also an avid rider, so he's one of us. He gets it. I'm going to put his information up on the screen real quick. If you can do a screen grab with your phone, you'll always have it in your back pocket if you're ever in an accident. That's Rick Stewart at scmotolawyer.com.
Now, there are a couple of things that I would like to point out that do bug me just a little bit about the seat and is the reason that I'm doing the video now. There's a strip down the middle with some corrugated area, some ridges that help you from sliding back and forth as you're riding on those difficult trails. It also is wide at the back, which is a good thing for long distance riding when you're sitting down and want some comfort, but it also makes it a little bit more difficult to reach the ground for those with a shorter inseam. I happen to have a longer inseam, and when I wear my riding boots, it gives me a couple of inches, and it doesn't really make much difference to me because I can plant firmly on the ground on each side. But to get that comfort zone all the way forward, I slide forward, and then I can put my feet down. And that is contributed by the width on the back, which gives us, you know, a little bit of leg spread, which decreases the amount of leg distance to the ground. That's okay, I can deal with it. I'm 6 feet tall and I can reach it. But here's the other conundrum. We visited Sargent Motorcycle Seat Factory in North Florida when we were on the Panhandle Adventure Trail, and oh my gosh, I gotta get me one. You know what I'm saying? A custom seat's a custom seat. If you ever have the opportunity to get one, you just don't pass it up. But the problem with it is that when I do end up taking this off, putting it in a box, sending it FedEx over to them, it's going to take them approximately 3 weeks to get it completely outfitted the way that I want it done. And I have designed a custom seat just for me, and that will be a surprise when it comes in. But the problem is, understandably, it takes 3 weeks to do something custom, but it takes 3 weeks to do something custom, which means I don't have a motorcycle seat to ride while we are getting this custom done. So I got a bright idea. I sent an email out to Appalachian Outdoor Motorsports Company. Got that right. And I asked them, hey, Ryan Melton from that company, would you like to send me a Rally Enduro seat, seen here, and let us do a review on what we think about it, whilst I send in the factory one to get replaced with a custom. He said, yeah, we got it. So I used this seat on the recent Palmetto ADV rally that we just got done with here in 2024 in March. And let me tell you something. I enjoyed this seat just as much as I enjoyed the factory one. There are a ton of differences, so give me just a minute. We will swap these out, and then I will talk about the Enduro seat.
Moto Photo Adventures is on the road.
There we go. Now if you notice, it was pretty easy to get on and off the factory seat. The rally or Enduro seat, as it's called, it's a little bit persnickety because it's all one big piece and you have to line up 2 front points, 2 back points, and the locking mechanism in the middle, and you got to configure that just right. And because it's new, it's probably got a little bit of squish into it, and because it's new, I didn't really know exactly how to do it, so it took me a minute. But here it is. Let's go over this one just a little bit. All one piece is the big difference. Second big difference, it is not as wide at the hip area as the original OEM factory seat, which, if you remember what I just said earlier, gives us an easier access to the ground with our legs because we're not spread out so much when we're sitting in the back. There is a bit of dimpled area for a little bit of friction here at the butt spot, but it is the entire thing in the black area is basically, I would guess, what I would say is neoprene. The cushion is adequate, it is soft, it is pliable, but it is also stiff enough that I have noticed that when going over rough terrain or washboards or hitting the divots where you didn't stand up in time, it has enough cushion that you definitely feel that it is absorbing a lot of the impact that is happening underneath your body. But the other thing too is it's not so squishy that over riding a long time, it's not going to flatten out and you're going to be sitting on the pan. And you will notice that in your hip bones right away, especially for a slender fellow like me. Then up here we have accent marks that are in the leather area, and then some accent portions back here that are in the leather area, which have practically no practical purpose in my estimation. It just makes it look really cool. But I used this on the Palmetto Rally this year, and we rode all over the place. Nothing really difficult, a lot of road riding and some gravel dirt riding and some sand riding, and it was very easy to use. It was very easy to stand up. It had a good position for locking my legs when I'm grasping the tank and standing up. It had a decent spot right here if I wanted to slide up and get a little bit more control of the motorcycle. It had a wide enough area that I could slide back and still get a bit more comfort than if I'm up front, and of course it had the back area where I put a lot of my luggage. Now, one of the downsides to a single piece seat is that if you have luggage over your seat, you have to take everything off to get the seat off and underneath it. On the 2-piece seat from the factory that we just removed, there is the potential that you can remove just the front portion to get to the battery or anything else without having to unload all of the luggage that you use, in my case, giant loop, that actually sits over the back portion of the seat. So with that said, this is the overview of the Rally Enduro. It says Rally underside, it says Enduro on the website. We're going to call it the Rally Enduro Norden 901 replacement seat. I like to call it the trail seat, simply because it is skinnier and it makes it easier to ride those trails. I like it. I am grateful that it was sent to us by Ryan Melton at AOMC.com. I am going to immediately box up the factory seat and send it over to Sargent Cycles and get my custom one, which will be great because I have outlined it in a really unique pattern for myself, and it's going to be a one-off. So with that, oh yeah, and make sure you watch our factory tour of Sargent's and stay tuned for when the new custom seat comes in, and I will give it a total overview. And if you're gonna order this rally seat, this Enduro seat, this trail seat, make sure you use the affiliate link listed below. They were nice enough to send it to us. We should be nice enough to buy it from them. If you've used this seat, or you have others that you have used on your Norden, or some suggestions that you would give us on what your solutions for making your ride more comfortable, let us know in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe button, and above all, ride safe and have a great time and make your life an adventure.
We can chase the sun runs.